Good morning, everybody. We are finally live. We are good and going and happening over here. To the left of me, you might not be able to hear it, but I definitely can. The Coop Zulu Sierra Vice Victor Charlie Echo has just started up and started taxiing up on the runway for their takeoff on the first for one of their first for one of the first takeoffs. We've actually had two takeoffs already, one by an Alouette 2 helicopter flown by Willem Kruger and Chris Moelman, two locals from Groblersdal. I think, if not the first, probably the second, if not the second Alouette that's actually taken part in a speed rally. So we've had one of those take off, Willem Kruger and Chris on the Alouette, and the Skyreach Bushcat piloted by Benjamin Fincham and navigator Clinton Bjerkes also taken off. So those two teams actually two first timers to the speed rally themselves, and yeah, man, here we go. We have the Alouette coming down the taxiway, the runway, sorry. Zulu uniform, Romeo Alpha Hotel, a Alouette 2 taking off and beginning the race and heading around the track. Very, very, very cool. Well done, well done. Right, so I am David LaRue, and this is the Holborn Assets Speed Rally. Welcome to the live stream. The live stream is happening. This is sponsored mainly by Pilot Insure. We are here at the Holborn Assets Speed Rally. The Speed Rally this year has a title sponsor in the form of Holborn Asset Management. From Holborn Assets, we've got Heinrich Slabber and Michael Duplessis, who are actually here today. They've got a little stall up and running a couple of promotions and getting to know the aviation community in a lekker way. We are reporting from Groblersdal Airfield. As you can see by the visuals, we've got a very we've got a bunch of different sponsors, and we've got a bunch of different sponsors and uitstallers. We've got exhibitors here today, very, very nice. We've got NTT Toyota Groblersdal. We've got Bose, which is represented by Century Avionics over here, and a couple of other guys, Master Tires, a couple of farming guys. I'll get you their names just now. We do have the John Deere guys here as well. So yeah, man, this support extremely well supported. Extremely well supported by the sponsors, and the Groblersdal Flying Club team has done an amazing job of getting out here and creating an event second to none. Really, it's really fantastic. So yeah, man, we've got this speed rally is one of the most successful ones we've had so far. We're still busy with the takeoffs, which is obviously happening now. And can everyone hear me all right? If you can hear me all right, go ahead and there we go. Brian Rosevier, thanks Brian, thanks man, thanks for tuning in. Big shout out to Brian. Brian Air Podcast has got the Brian Air Podcast that comes out every Thursday afternoon. Has all your airline and aviation industry news. Please tune in to Ryan Parrock and Brian Rosevier every Thursday. Don't miss out on that. Thanks. Yeah, man, if you guys are here, don't hesitate to post some questions. Sound is great, thank you, good, nice feedback, thanks Brian. And we're live on YouTube, and we're also live on the Facebook Pilot Insure page. Is actually streaming live, so don't hesitate to check us out there as well. Yeah, man, very well attended here today. We have 20 aircraft participating in the race, and then we have about another, probably the equal number of aircraft that have flown in for the day to enjoy the enjoy the day out. Aviation is a lovely way to coming to spend the day at an airfield is a lovely way to spend the day, especially with the perfect weather that we're having over here. So, yeah, man. It only took us about 8 months to organize good weather. Finally, we didn't have any. We've pretty much every single event that we've organized for the last 8 months has had a cut-off low, heading this way from the Cape. I think this time we just asked the Cape to close the fridge door in time just before the cutoff was sent our way. Very nice, very nice. I see our viewership is picking up almost 5-fold since we started, which is marvelous. But yeah, very, very lekker. Right at this point, we are waiting for the next aeroplane to take off, which is piloted. Oh, here we go. It is coming down the runway. That is not a takeoff. That, in fact, is a go-around of a visiting aeroplane coming from Rhino Park, if I'm not mistaken. That is a Jabiru Zulu uniform Fox Romeo Alpha that is coming. That came in from Rhino Park, piloted possibly by Charl van Zydam. I'm guessing. Good to see you guys. Rhino Park and Legend Sky coming to join in the fun here at Groblersdal. So next aircraft to take off is Zulu uniform Fox Bravo Juliet, and that's going to be piloted by Leon Boutel and Rob Jonkers. Rob Jonkers, as some of you might know, is I just want to get a quick shot of previous race director for the speed rallies. I need a bit of a light on my face here. Previous race director, and hasn't been able to participate in many at all, if not none. I have on good information that he has participated in at least one or two. One of the very first a couple of years back, but hasn't been able to participate due to the duties he's had as race director over the last couple of years. And this is the first one where Rob has hung up his official's orange t-shirt. In fact, I'm wearing his one today. And it's been handed over, the reins have been handed over to Ian Myberg, who is our latest race director of the Speed Rally. And I, David LaRue, am your race master, which basically looks after the event as such. I make sure that everybody knows about the event, hears about the event, enjoys little bits of basically enjoys the event and makes sure that everything runs smoothly. And Ian is our guy Ian is the race director who works out all of the routes, the route planning. He works out all of the times and the handicap speeds and all those kinds of things, and a hell of a lot of work that goes into making sure that this race is fair for all participants. Quite interesting that we had the Jabiru land from Rhino Park right in the middle of some of the takeoffs. I think he's had to vacate the runway quite quickly, but here he is actually coming past. We've got Zulu uniform Fox Romeo Alpha. Welcome to the flying, guys. Hope you have a lekker time. Right, the field today carrying on. I'm going to go down the list nicely. We've got Ron Sturt and Von Hammer. Big supporters of the last couple of director on the right over here is very, very busy coordinating all of the shots that you're seeing on your screen now. And I think doing a fantastic job of being able to capture the whole event. So in the Cessna A150 mic is Ron Sturk and Von Hamman. They're going to be next after the Evector Sportstar to take off. So they're in a Cessna 150. Nice little airplane to do rally flying in. mainly because of the lower speed and the lower speed that it can actually go around. You've got very good visibility because of the high wing of the Cessna, and very good, very low stall speed, so that you can accurately pinpoint all the turning points and all the features of the ground for rally flying. So yeah, man, we've got a good number of aircraft. So in terms of Cessna aircraft, we have one Cessna 150, which I've just described. We've got two Cessna 210As. Those are obviously a little bit faster than the Cessna 150. The Cessna 150 the Cessna 150 has a handicap speed of about 106 nautical miles and a three-dimensional speed around this particular track of 109 nautical miles, which is nautical miles per hour. So and to give you an idea, the Cessna 210s are at 144, so 144 and 149 respectively for their handicap speeds. So quite a bit faster in the 210, obviously a much bigger machine, very, very successful airplane, and lots of them sold all around the world, obviously, and a very, very nice machine to get around in, the Cessna 210. Cessna 150, more of a trainer aircraft, as you all know, built mainly for getting people to learn how to fly, getting people into the air. And isn't that one of our main objectives around here, is to get the light. Yeah, Cole, I hear you there. The light is a little bit we're in the shade here because the sun is actually beating down on us quite a bit here at Groblersdal. Maybe I can get a light organized in the next few minutes. Thanks, Cole, for that feedback. Really appreciate it. Otherwise, I'm going to try to stand in the dappled sunlight from the tree. We'll give it a go. All right, and so yes, thank you very much, Cole. Cole is obviously, as many of you will know, one of the most accomplished aviators in South Africa, having come from a fantastic and long-standing career out of South African Airways, and still to this day bombs around in his Cessna 170, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very beautiful machine, very classic vintage airplane, and kept in absolutely the best condition. It's a lovely tail dragger airplane. If you ever have the privilege of seeing it, I strongly suggest you go and check it out and take a photo next to it, because it's a really one for the books. I'm going to try and move into the light here. Right. We have a bit of a gap between the last takeoff and the next takeoff. And to give you an idea, obviously the slower aeroplanes take off first, and then the next ones take off, the faster ones start to take off afterwards. That obviously being the handicap nature of this race, to make it fair for all the airplanes. So the slowest, the 2 or 3 slowest have taken off so far. The next one is supposed to take off at 12:04, which we are, sorry, 12:01. I must have a different list over here, but in the next couple of minutes we are going to be taking off. The Vector Sports Star is going to be taking off with Leon Patel and Rob Yonkers in it. I know that they've taxied up to the start line, and they are just about... Oh no, the Coupe is still there. Okay. No, we are on time then. In your shot right now is the Coupe, also a vintage aeroplane, and piloted by Lex and Christo Erasmus. The Erkoop used to be one of the slowest aeroplanes, but is now only the third slowest aeroplane taking part. But what a beautiful machine that we're privileged to witness in an event like this. See, we can see taxiing up is one of the Jabiroos. Is that Jabiru? It must be Echo Romeo Foxtrot, Jabiru 430, piloted by Sean Cronin and Roger Ford. Right up in your shot right now. Taxiing up on the beautiful taxiway that the Groblersdal Club has laid down for us here over the last couple of weeks. You wouldn't believe it, but this taxiway that's here the last couple of weeks was actually just the rest of the grass, and look how beautiful that taxiway is. Could even be used as an alternative runway. Touch wood, we don't have to. Right. So, there in your shot is Athol France. He's one of our esteemed media sponsors. Our media, not media sponsors, but media partners. Our media partners for this event are all the aviation publications. Specifically, I'd like to mention Willie Boerdenstein from Pilot's Post. Willie Boerdenstein having been a massive supporter right from the beginning. In fact, he was one of the team sponsors for Phil and Mary de Klerk back in the day, and I'm talking about 4 years ago now, and he's really done a fantastic job of covering all of these events, taking pictures and pitching up, which a lot of these guys do on their own steam, you know. And it's not an easy job standing out there on the airfield and the sun beating down on you, or the rain beating down on you, as the last couple of events have gone, and capturing these events beautifully. So Willie Boerdenstein, very, very huge shout out to you and your publication, Pilot's Post. Absolute stalwart in the aviation media industry. And then, of course, we have African Pilot, which is headed up by Athol France, who is also a massive supporter of global aviation. You'll find that that Athol's magazine, African Pilot, I say Athol's magazine, but it's obviously a massive team of very hardworking professionals behind him and around that work around him to get that publication out each month. Athol's magazine is very, very good. It's obviously gone from hard copy into a digital format, which I think most magazines these days are going that way. He's supported here today by Fiona and Charles Hugo, also great supporters, long-time supporters of aviation. And then we've got, in your shot there now, you've got a Sling Fox Zulu Fox. That's usually piloted by Fani, and he's, I thought they were taking part in this race, but not today. Yeah, and then we've got rightio. If you guys have any questions that you have about the speed rally, don't hesitate to post them in the YouTube comments and or on the Facebook, on the Pilot Insure Facebook page. We do have, we are live on the Facebook page of Pilot Insure as well as YouTube. So we are rocking there. If you have any questions, comments, maybe you want to see more of my face, don't hesitate to let me know there. And right here we have the Erkoop taking off and setting her sails for the first turning point, which is actually the end of the runway. And as they've gone through the first turning point, they're on their way to the second one. Christu and Lex, Godspeed and lekker reisies vir julle. So the next takeoff, I'll tell you now, is going to be in 3 minutes' time. No, that was exactly on time. That's perfect. So 12:01 was that last one. The next takeoff is at 12:04. 4 minutes past 12. And that's going to be Leon Patel and Rob Jonkers. Right. Again, just to give you an idea of how we make this race fair. I mean, that's obviously a question some people ask, like, how can we be sure that, we've got a Lance Air ES that cruises around at 185 plus knots or 168 plus knots, flying against a Skyreach Bushcat, which bombs around at 80 knots. How can we make that fair? So there's quite a bit of work that goes into it. There's a process, obviously, called handicapping. Each aircraft has a handicap speed, which we work out by flying a square track. So each aircraft will do a test and fly a square track to eliminate the effect of wind or any other environmental effects. And then we'll get an average speed around that square track, and that becomes your handicap speed. Further to that, we've actually improved on handicap speed technology since then, and we owe Rob Jonkers, in fact, the credit for that. Is he's worked out a 3-dimensional speed of each race. So obviously as the so he's worked out a 3D speed. So each aircraft has a handicap speed, which in a perfect vacuum around a track would be right, and would be the average speed of that aircraft going around the track. However, there are slowdowns and, speeding up around turning points and chicanes. I'm going to pause it right there. We have the Vector Sportstar taking off, piloted by Leon and navigated by Rob Jonkers. See, there might be a bit of wind there, but yeah, man, beautifully taken off. And what a wonderful airplane. Oh, look at that start line. We have NBT lined up, followed by ERF, the Jabiru, followed up by the second Jabiru, EBU. What a fantastic shot over there. And there's the checkered flag being held, and we've got our professional flag logistics manager Frick Roo from the Groblersdal Flying Club, taking care of the starts, and he's supported by from what I saw, Taryn Myberg and Quibus Piens, who's a member of the Middelburg Flying Club as well as the Groblersdal Flying Club. And we've got Martin Meyer and Charlie Hugo, all looking like over there. Oh, beautifully square. In your shot over there is also the Mushak aircraft, Zulu Sierra Oscar Kilo Romeo. What a beautiful aeroplane. Actually developed by the Indians, if I'm not mistaken. As we can see, there we go. We have NBT taking off. What a fantastic aeroplane. There we go, Ron and Von in Zulu Sierra and NBT. What a lovely machine. A special mention about Ron is he is part of the Protea flying team. The South African flying team that participates in the World Championship NAV Rally competitions. Ron, who just took off in Zulu Sierra in November Bravo Tango. Hey, and here we have Sean and Roger in ERF, bulleting across the first turning point, all the way down the runway and making their left-hand turn out to the second turning point. I'll get back to the story about how the handicaps work out in the 3D speed shortly, but we've got very shortly. We're just waiting. I just want to catch the next one taking off. So, the next okay, I think I can carry on my story for now. So basically, we work out an average speed, which in a perfect windless and topographical vacuum would be the right speed for you to get around here. But obviously, because of ascent and descent over hills and mountains and whatnot, and because of different speeds of aircraft, different speeds of actual airplanes, different speeds of actual airplanes, the momentum of going around a turning point actually pulls you out, and then you want to be able to not slow down too much, akin to a skid in a car if going around a turning point. You want to be able to maintain your speed and go around the turning point. And so we adjust the actual average handicap speeds to the faster aeroplanes, and we create what's called your three-dimensional speed that you need to keep up. So yeah, making it acutely fair for every single aeroplane here. And we've got the next Jabiru, piloted by Dave Nordia, who heads up Legend Sky Flight School, Legend Sky Aviation at Rhino Park Airfield. Big supporter of the steady climb movement that we are, that Pilot Insure is so heavily involved with. Good luck and lekker reisies vir oom Dave en Andre Grundling. En hulle is reisies nommer stand by. Hulle is reisies nommer 7. Race number 7, Zulu uniform, Echo Bravo uniform, Jabiru 430. So both jabs are on their way and heading out. So again, back to handicap speeds. In fact, why would two aircraft? They're actually very much the same airplane. Those two Jab 430s, very similar, exactly the same type of airplane. But why would one have a handicap speed that's a little bit faster than the other? So they did an actual speed test on both machines, and the one actually has smaller tires than the other, and obviously the bigger tires will create a bit more drag, and therefore one was actually going to have a bit of a slower speed. So we take it down right down to the very fine detail of the very minute detail of how fast your airplane should be going around this track. So yeah, so the slower aircraft all take off first. They generally spend about an hour and a half around the track, being 130 plus nautical miles that the guys fly, around 10 turning points. And then that takes about hour and a half for the slower airplanes. And then the faster airplanes get around there in about 45 minutes or less. So, very interesting that the differences, and the sad thing is, unfortunately, the guys who fly last, who have to wait, all have to report to their aircraft at the same time as the slower aeroplanes, and therefore have to wait around until their takeoffs. So yeah, a little bit boring for them, but as soon as they do take off, that's when the fun begins for them. The fun then really starts heating up, because the faster aeroplanes actually have to then. The faster airplanes have to then take off to overtake. It actually has to overtake all the slower airplanes. Obviously, that have taken off before him or her, and so yeah, it creates quite a bit of. The faster airplanes have to overtake all the smaller ones to get in front of them, and so what generally ends up happening is that the guys start flying together, and the closer towards the end of the race that you get, the aircraft actually start bunching and going together. All right. Yeah, technicals, a little bit of technicals. The Facebook page not really working so lekker. So just stick here on the YouTube. Don't leave us. Just stay on the YouTube link. Right in your shot over there now, you've got the Mushak piloted by Rob Osner, or piloted by Hilton Wolf, and navigated by Rob Osner, straight out of the Brakpan Benoni, the Benoni Brakpan airfield. These guys, how many speed rallies? At least, probably also right from the beginning, north of bloody 15 speed rallies under the belts of Hilton and Rob. If I'm not mistaken, guys, that also... oh, shit. Excuse my language, but there is a bunch of dust being blown. Oh, man, I'm very sorry about that. I don't want to be seeing that. Apologies to the cameraman and his equipment. But yeah, we had Alan and Kathy just taxiing up. Also, one of the faster airplanes Alan and Kathy are piloting in the Sequoia, which is a Sequoia Falco, actually an Italian-made airplane. So the same gentlemen and ladies that designed the Lamborghinis and Ferraris designed that airplane. Might not be exactly the same people, but maybe from the same town. Who knows? Someone can Google that and confirm that detail if they'd like to. Fact check me. Okay, we're actually up on live on the Facebook now. That's great. Thank you, Director Zander over here, taking care of business. I must say we've got a really, really professional team looking after us today. Thank you again to Advin and Black Sports and his guys. Right, you can now see the Mushak bulleting down the runway, just about to rotate. There we go, he rotating and taking off. Good luck and lekker races for julle. Rob Osner and Hilton Wolf. Very, very nice. Like I said, absolute institutions of the speed rally and air racing in general. Very, very big supporters. Rob flies an Alouette 3, which is an old ex-military airplane or helicopter. Ex-military helicopter. Which the South African Air Forces has used to use quite a few. I think they still got a couple that they operate. So indeed, good race for them. Okay, so that last takeoff. Let's have a quick look here. Hilton and race. That was 12:14. I know there might be a bit of a minute or two's delay out of over the airwaves that you guys are seeing us, but that was just now at 12:14. And the next one is going to be Evan Haynes and Kathy Burke in the Sequoia Falco at 12:20. So a bit of a 6-minute delay between the two. I think in the next couple of minutes we might just go to a message from the sponsors. Just one of the videos that we're going to take. In fact, 100% switching over in the next 3, 2, 1.
The Holborn Assets Speed Rally. An amazing flying event you don't want to miss. Whether you're an aspiring pilot, a seasoned aviator, or championship winner. Fly the speed rallies, be inspired and connect with top flying aces. Develop your cross-country and CRM skills in an adrenaline-charged environment. From March through October 2022, 4 rallies to the championship crown. Who will it be? Flying's not the only way for you to be involved. You could be one of our esteemed sponsors and get incredible exposure along with national brands. Get to our Facebook page and our official SABFA website for more info and how to get in contact and be a part of this legendary national event. Communicate directly with a cell shot video. These days, it's about survival. We need to learn to do business locally, build strong connections, and decentralize. WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are the go-to methods of communication for millions of South Africans. And of course, there are many other platforms where you can advertise digitally. This is why you need a cell shot video. Cell shot is an affordable way to communicate the essence of your service or product. This saves you time explaining it over and over again and displays it to your prospects professionally. The cell shot video then also points your future customers to where they can find more information and contact detail. Go to cellshot.co.za and see what's possible. Switch your business on with a cell shot. It's the affordable, direct method of introducing your product or service to people in your area. The Holborn Assets Speed Rally. An amazing flying event you don't want to miss. Whether you're an aspiring pilot, a seasoned aviator, or championship winner. Fly the speed rallies, be inspired and connect with top flying aces. Develop your cross-country and CRM skills in an adrenaline-charged environment. From March through October 2022, 4 rallies to the championship crown. Who will it be? Flying.
There we go. We have Zulu, Sierra, Fox, Victor, Victor bombing down the runway. Another father and son team, Johan Whiteman and Quinton. Little bit of visual problem here with the dust, but they are taking off. Fantastic. Also, again, massive supporters of the speed rally. I can't actually tell you how much of a phenomenon this the speed rally has become. Guys have really bought into it, and you know, we've got a core of amazing supporters that have the best fun. The best fun doing these events, and I must just tell you, like I said, Rob Osner and Hilton having done at least 15 or more speed rallies. There was Quinton and Johan. I think they've been to every single speed rally. They haven't missed one. And they finally, after many attempts, won their first speed rally. If you have won one more, please correct me again. Fact check my information. But they finally did win one at the Middelburg Speed Rally a couple of weeks back. So congratulations to them. And yeah, man, very cool to see this. There they go. Okay, so now I clearly just struggle with reading. Pass me that ruler, that will help me. There we go. I'll say. Okay, so my line of sight and my alignment is obviously getting my times all crossed here. So that was Johan and Quinton. That took off at 12:20. The next one is at 12:23, and that will be Ellen Evan Haynes and Kathy Burke. Thanks for tuning in, and then we really appreciate all of your support. We hope that everyone learns a little bit more about the speed rally from this video, checks out how awesome the action is over here. We've got a great shot there. On your screen of Alan and Kathy in their Sequoia Falco. Looking solid, man. Looking solid. Very nice. And then you obviously caught a couple of the messages from our sponsors. So thanks again. Without sponsors, these events would either not exist or not be anywhere near as awesome as they are. So thank you again, Holborn Assets and Heinrich Slabber, for the fantastic sponsorship and contribution and commitment that you guys have made to the sport. It's really a rewarding thing is to be involved in aviation and to become just to really become part of the community here. part of the aviation community, as I might say, is our good friends. I would say gentlemen, but that might not be that accurate. Shane Somerville and AJ from Century Avionics. I'll loosely call them the gentlemen, but they do it, I must just say, an absolutely fantastic job out of and hailing from Century Avionics. Absolutely fantastic business, also supporting us at the Speed Rally. And here we have the Sequoia Falco taking off. Needs a little bit more runway than your slower aeroplanes, as you might have seen in the past, so you'd see it takes a little bit longer to get airborne. Slightly bigger engine makes it a bit of a heavier aircraft, and needs a little bit more runway to take off. Very lacquer shot. And here we go. The Cessna 182, piloted by John Lehman and Judy Lehman. Husband and wife team. Always make the husband and wife joke about me not being able to get around to the spa with my wife in the car without fighting about directions. And here we have John and Judy doing a fantastic job of navigating and piloting their way around the track here for the Speed Rally. Alright, so that was John and Judy Lehman. Let me have a look here. That was 12:24 and 24 seconds exactly. The next takeoff is going to be by a Cessna 210, which is at 12:25. So in less than a minute's time, guys and girls, ladies and germs, we are going to be seeing the first 210, Cessna 210, piloted by Richard van der Hayden and Sandy Goddard, taking off Zulu Sierra, Sierra Oscar Kilo. There we go. We can hear her making a fantastic. Obviously, very much a similar shape to the 182 and the 172, but what a lovely machine. There we go. We see the undercarriage. See the undercarriage being taken up, and what a lovely airplane, as we can see the retractable undercarriage being taken in. And the next 210, so very interesting about this, Charlie 210 Zulu Sierra Charlie November Yankee, is it was one of the first 210s ever built. Back in 1962. Can you believe that? So that's that airplane that is owned by Phil Wakely is 60 years old. Hey, can you believe it? Very and still going super strong. And I just want to mention that airplane, as old as it is the fastest Cessna 210 that we have on the track today, and it is maintained and kept in such pristine condition by the fantastic guys at Gem Air. Gem Air, you would have seen possibly one of the Gem Air videos, either we're going to play it now or a bit later, but the Gem Air team at Lanceria, they do maintenance of all different types of fixed wing airplanes, as well as refurbishments of bigger machines like Beechcraft 1900s and all that kind of stuff. So Gem Air, fantastic aviation operation hailing from Lanceria. And here we have Phil and Mary taking off. As we can see, also the undercarriage being retracted. There we go. Race number 3, Zulu Sierra Charlie November Yankee in the Cessna 210, piloted by Phil and Mary. Phil and Mary. Okay, so before I go on there, Martin Smurray and Stefan Holborn just about to take off. I can actually hear them powering up in the Piper Cherokee 6, as far as I understand it is. Zulu Sierra November X-Ray Golf. Look at this beauty. What a beast. If I'm not mistaken, the affectionate term for that aeroplane is a Boere Boeing. Stefan and Martins in the Boere Boeing actually won the President's Trophy Air Race earlier this year in May in Bloem. Won the prestigious President's Trophy Air Race. So congratulations to them. As I say, once you've won the President's Trophy, you become aviation royalty. All right, the next Cherokee 6. Cherokee 6 is piloted by Roger Bozzoli and navigated by Mike Blackburn, indeed. I think I might have my types mixed up here. If someone can verify those types, but this is that as far as I understand, KFM is a Cherokee 6 and NXG is a it's a PA24 versus a PA28. Maybe someone can just tell me what the difference is there. I tend to forget some of these details. Right, but Roger and Mike, who just took off, so Roger normally has a navigator in the form of Nadine Brooker, who unfortunately couldn't make it today. But so what Roger did was made a plan and got Mike Black to navigate for him. A bit of an ace in the hole for Roger, because Mike Blackburn actually won between, well, not just him, his navigator Steve Briggs, and them as a team won the entire speed rally season for 2021. So congratulations to Roger and to Steve Briggs and Mike Blackburn, and yeah. So Roger getting a bit of an advantage by having one of the best pilots come and navigate for him in this event. So yes, I was actually talking very earlier about Phil Wakely and Mary de Klerk. That's a team and a partnership that's been going for a fair number of years so far. As far as I can remember, I've seen Phil and Mary flying together in President's Trophy air races, and for every single speed rally that's happened, we've seen that team enter. So they, just like any other well-oiled, well-gelled, put-together team, are really operating as a unit. I think their thinking and their communication and cockpit resource management is properly being developed to a level that very few other piloting and navigational teams get to. So that they get to really spectacular stuff. And then, not taking away from either of them, Mary is also a pro-tier pilot that represents the South African navigational rally teams. If you caught the last speed rally podcast that we did in Middelburg, we the last one that we caught in Middelburg, Mary gave us quite a long, quite a very cool, in-depth breakdown of what all that navigational and precision flying actually entails and how it all works. And yeah, indeed, it was super interesting to learn all about that. And so Mary and Ron and a couple of the other guys, all pro-tier pilots representing South Africa, and fortuitously, we are hosting, as South Africa, we are hosting the World Nav Rally Championships that are taking place in Brits, or at Brits Airfield in South Africa this year in November. So if you have any interest, which you definitely should have, in nav flying and sport competition flying, please do not hesitate to get in touch to come and learn about, or come and witness a world championship event of precision flying, spot landing competitions, navigational rally flying. It's really interesting stuff. Come and check it out. Right, so as you can see, lined up there are your beasts of machines. And what a fantastic lineup of different manufacturers. You can see the similar designs and the similar ways that these aircraft have been put together. Right up front there, you've got an RV-10, a Vans RV-10. That's piloted by Dave Jordan and Rian Denar. In the middle, you've got a Cirrus SR-22, piloted by Chris Shalor and Ryan Shalor. And at the back there, you've got the Lance Air 4, piloted by Leon Joubert and Jonty Esser as the navigator. Here you've got Dave Jordan and Rian Denar taking off in their Vans aircraft RV-10 with a handicap speed around this course of 177 knots, which is more vinnig, as they say. And there we go with Zulu Sierra Alpha Charlie Alpha, the Cirrus, coming immediately afterwards with a 15-second delay. Good luck, Chris and Ryan. Have a fantastic flippin' race. Very, very lekker. And I think the only reason we're having a 15-second delay of those guys is because they can't take off all at the same time. And there we have the Lance Air 4. And we have a race. Ladies and gentlemen, every single aircraft taken off and making their way around the track. Absolutely, as Shireen Shalor would say, and we have a race. Very, very lekker. Now we wait a little while for the aircraft to return. So we are going to be crossing to some messages from our sponsors in the next couple of minutes, and we will. I'll be back in touch in the next little while. We expect the aircraft to all come across the line within the next 35 to 40 minutes. So let's see how that goes.
The Holborn Assets Speed Rally. An amazing flying event you don't want to miss. Whether you're an aspiring pilot, a seasoned aviator, or championship winner. Fly the speed rallies, be inspired and connect with top flying aces. Develop your cross-country and CRM skills in an adrenaline-charged environment. From March through October 2022, 4 rallies to the championship crown. Who will it be? Flying's not the only way for you to be involved. You could be one of our esteemed sponsors and get incredible exposure along with national brands. Get to our Facebook page and our official SABFA website for more info and how to get in contact and be a part of this legendary national event. Fly the speed rallies, be inspired and connect with top flying aces. Develop your cross-country and CRM skills in an adrenaline-charged environment. From March through October 2022, 4 rallies to the championship crown. Who will it be? Flying's not the only way for you to be involved. You could be one of our esteemed sponsors and get incredible exposure along with national brands. Get to our Facebook page and our official SABFA website for more info and how to get in contact and be a part of this legendary national event. Communicate directly with a cell shot video. These days, it's about survival. We need to learn to do business locally, build strong connections, and decentralize. WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are the go-to methods of communication for millions of South Africans. And of course, there are many other platforms where you can advertise digitally. This is why you need a cell shot video. Cell shot is an affordable way to communicate the essence of your service or product. This saves you time explaining it over and over again and displays it to your prospects professionally. The cell shot video then also points your future customers to where they can find more information and contact detail. Go to cellshot.co.za and see what's possible. Switch your business on with a cell shot. It's the affordable, direct method of introducing your product or service to people in your area.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for the messages from our sponsors. I just also want to say we're going to play music for about 5 or 10 minutes now. We're going to be setting up some interviews, so don't go away. Stick around. Listen to the background stuff for now, and then we're going to set up some interviews. And then as soon as the aircraft start coming back, we're going to be switching live to the very exciting finish that you do not want to miss. So stick around. We'll chat to you in the next couple of minutes. Ciao. right, and we're back. We're live here from Groblersdal again. Must just say the aircraft have all taken off, and they're busy completing the track around the area. And in the meantime, we thought we'd hear from one of our esteemed sponsors here today. With me is Renier Smith. Renier Smith, how are you doing?
Good evening, David.
Very good, very good. And we are looking at here, I'm not even going to do it any kind of justice. Renier, what are we looking at here?
So, David, what we're looking over here is the latest technology. Well, not new, but the first in South Africa. The Scorpion 8000S from 4-track movers. So all this is basically manufactured locally in South Africa, except for the speed controller box. Everything is customizable. So we target the market specifically for the commercial and also normal day-to-day pilot that might struggle getting his airplane out of the hangar. So this is basically what we've designed up, all customizable. So I'm a mechanical engineer myself, assisted with the design. So that's basically the 8000S.
I love it. So it's the Scorpion 8000S that Renier is what kind of engineer? Sorry, structural. Mechanical engineer who has had a very important role in designing this magnificent looking machine over here. So what does it do?
So David, this one specifically, we're still busy with the modification for the aircraft that has some spats on them. This one basically moves aircraft around in and out the hangar, for the guys that maybe have a big airplane that can't move the airplane itself by himself. So we specifically target that market.
So we're talking maybe Cessna 402 and up, hey? Or maybe a King Air or something like that. So
this one has got a maximum towing capacity of about 3.5 tons. So Cessna 182, your Piper Archers, Beechcraft, all those airplanes, everything is customizable. So whatever the client has got, we can custom manufacture that specific piece of equipment for him.
Very good, very good. And tell me, here at Groblersdal this weekend, have you generated a bit of interest in the machine?
Yes, most definitely. There's a lot of guys that showed a lot of interest. We use the latest technology by requesting QR codes for the guys to scan instead of filling out normal forms. So yes, definitely a lot of interest in the product. Some of the guys already went back home. Other ones still in the air. We'll probably get them after they came back.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. And you hail from which area in South Africa?
From Secunda, basically the Highveld in Secunda area. So that's basically where we come from.
And Secunda, I know, is a very, very vibrant aviation community over there. I know a bunch of the guys and girls that operate out of there, and I must just say it's a fantastic place to fly into. They in fact, Secunda was, I don't know if you know, but Secunda was the original airfield where the speed rally started off.
No, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and in fact it was Christophe Legrandcy at the time who actually coined the term speed rally, which is really where it comes from. The hybrid between a race and a rally is what we're experiencing here today. So Secunda, an absolute brilliant place, not just to fly into, but a great place to come and meet Renier, see the Scorpion 8000, and experience what it does. Is that right?
100%, just like that, David.
Beautiful. And then we've got a little baby sister of the Scorpion 8000. What is that machine over there?
That one, David's more focused on the caravans, trailers, pulling them around, and also maneuvering into small, tight spaces where you can't get a bucky into. So that's basically one of the ranges that we're currently also designing. There's about 5 or 6 different variants, but like I said earlier, everything can be custom manufactured. This one's got quite a thick plate over there, it can carry about 4 ton at 2 degrees of incline, and it goes down to 2.5 ton at about 10 degrees. So it's quite sturdy, it's industrial, the plate is quite thick, it's heavy, and it's built all in South Africa.
Fantastic. Maybe even moving around a fuel bowser or something like that.
I was actually looking at the fuel bowser, maybe trying to hook it a little bit later, but I was definitely thinking about that. Yeah, I mean, double axis caravan or trailer, Eco 4x4 trailer, it will definitely be able to carry that one, well, to tow it.
Fantastic. And and it obviously all machine related, so you don't have to pull your back out by trying to move your heavy equipment around. Fantastically awesome looking design, very neat, very zhuzh, very modern. And man, I wish you all the best with the new product.
Thanks, David, much appreciated.
Lekker. And we'll see you again at the Springs Speed Rally on the 1st of October, happening at Springs Airfield. I'm sure we'll be seeing you there, hey?
Definitely, I'll be there as well. Maybe try to bring a couple of additional ones with, but I'll be there as well.
Fantastic. So if you're not going to be at Springs, which you should be, if you want to reach out to Renier, how do we get hold of you?
So David, the guys can contact me on 084 436 1388, and if the guys are part of the Speed Rally group, the contact details are on there as well. The website will be live probably within the next week or two, but 4-track mover, that's the name.
So it's called the 4-track mover. If you actually go onto the Speed Rally, SAP for Speed Rally Instagram account, you'll see an advert and a link back to these awesome machines. And give them a follow, give them a like and a share. And man, we wish you all the best. Thank you, Renier.
Thanks, David. Much appreciated.
Mooi man. Thank you.
Thanks.
Great. So. All right, and we're back here. Standing on my right is Floris. Floris is from the Soutpansberg Vliegklub. They came out here to Groblersdal today to see how this fly-in and speed rally is faring against the magnificent event that I heard was an amazing success at the end of July. It was the 31st and
29th and 30th, yeah.
29th and 30th of July.
Yeah.
Was an absolutely outstanding event for a first-time fly-in. I must just say the pictures and the videos and all the feedback that we got about that event was absolutely amazing.
The first time in 38 years, yeah. The first time in 38 years. 1984, the airfield, as ek Afrikaans kan praat, is die vliegveld gebou.
Ja.
En die munisipaliteit het hom gebou of ge-upgrade, as ek dit so kan stel. En dis die eerste keer in daai tyd wat ons weer iets doen. Alhoewel ek het modelle gevlieg in daai tyd en ek en Bianca, my vrou, het twee saam airshows daar gereël en gedoen. So dis nie ons eerste event wat ons doen nie. So ons probeer.
Ja.
Ons doen dit vir die community, wat ek altyd vir almal sê. Onthou, as 'n pilot met sy hart vlieg, is hy betroubaar en jy kan hom vertrou. Maar as hy met sy kop vlieg, kan hy foute maak. So ek was nog altyd 'n vlieger wat met my hart gevlieg het en dit is waar my passie vandaan gekom het. So dit was 'n groot sukses gewees en ek sal nie sê dat geld altyd in wolf is nie. Vir my is dit die belangrikste dat mense wegloop van die plek af en goed praat van 'n ding. En dis wat gebeur het.
I can absolutely tell you that's exactly what it was. The feedback was absolutely amazing from everybody that went there. So you clearly did a great job.
Wel, ons het hard gewerk. Is 'n redelike harde job gewees en wel ek kan vir die manne by Groblersdal ook vra. Dis dieselfde storie. Ons almal werk hard en op die einde van die dag, daai Sondagmiddag as almal weg is en jy gaan sit. Dis die lekkerste van die hele ding.
Ja.
So ons probeer dit doen en aviation moet groei, want as ons dit nie doen nie, dan gaan aviation doodgaan. En moenie altyd met die groot vliegtye en die duur vliegtye nie. Ons begin met die kleintjies van onderaf en dis wat ou moet doen. So ek dink dis waar ons moet begin as ons dit kan doen van af.
Absolutely, and being part of South African Powered Flying Association and Aero Club, I must just say that we're going to support all of the events that make this kind of thing more accessible to the public, more invite people from outside of aviation into aviation. I think that's a very, very important thing that all of us as aviators need to do.
Ja, wel, that's like you say. Ons moet die probleem probeer oplos. Dit help nie ons lê almal terug en ons kan nie die ding doen nie. Vlieg is regtig bekostigbaar as jy dit reg beplan en vir die regte redes. So kom ons werk aan om daai ouens te help of daai mense te help om dit bekostigbaar vir hulle te maak om te vlieg. En weet jy wat, dit het my nog nooit gepla as iemand sê hoor ek wil gaan saam met jou vlieg op 'n Sondagmiddag of so. Dan sê ek klim in, ons ry. Dan wil hulle betaal, ek soek nie geld nie. Ek wil aviation in elke mens se hart sit. Alle mans het aviation. Dit is gewoonlik ek sê vir hulle is vinnige kar, 'n vinnige motorfiets of 'n vinnige aeroplane. So dis waar dit begin en ek seker van in ons moderne wêreld is vrouens ook daar. En daar word meer en meer vrouens wat nou begin vlieg. Ek meen ek het toevallig met daardie jare wat ek nou het dat ek vir my toevallig net 'n Sling 4 gekoop. En nou het my meisiekind het sommer besluit sy gaan ook al 'n lisensie doen en ook my laaitie. So nou ek betaal nou 4 ppl of 3 ppls en dit pla my nie want ek wil aviation voorbring en vir mense gee en dit doen. Nou as dit nie doen nie dan gaan ons eventually sulke dae hê soos vandag nie.
That's right. And if I may respond in English, we don't actually realize the privilege that we have in this country of being able to just have general aviation the way we do it, and to squander that privilege would be an absolute sin. So it is actually our duty and our right and our responsibility to spread aviation, to build it up, to make it bigger, and to bring people from outside in aviation into aviation and fulfill a passion of mine, which is to get more pilots, and I think that you share the same passion, more pilots in the air more of the time.
Dis 100% wat jy sê daar, David. 'n Mens moet dit doen, want as ons dit nie doen nie, gaan ons kleinkinders en ons kinders gaan agterbly. As ons nou dit kan vorentoe bring, dan sal ons dit doen. En alles wat ek sal doen in my passie wat ek kan doen. Ek weet nie jy was nou op Bloedrigard vliegveld nie, maar die maintenance op daai vliegveld doen ek persoonlik. Ek sny gras, ek ry die trekker, ek doen alles en ek maintain dit asof dit my plek is. En dit is nie wel my plek nie. Die munisipaliteit probeer hulle ding, maar dit gaan nie werk nie. En as ons dit nie doen nie, dan gaan aviation doodgaan as 'n liefde en 'n passie vir wat ons het vir aviation. En ek jou sê ja, ek het nog nie genoeg geld nie, maar as ek 'n turbine kan kry, sal ek elke dag net ryk na die parafine en die wat brand en dan in my hanger laat brand saam met brandewyn.
I love the smell of Jet A1 in the morning, hey.
Ja, jy's
Just want to reiterate, it's definitely a responsibility of ours just to bloody well get out there and do more flying. So
yeah, we have to do that. And that's why we're gonna every year, the last weekend of July will be the Lutrigard or Soutpansberg flying, and everybody's welcome. We don't ask money for the stalls, so everybody what wants to get involved in this, let's do this. And if we can do that, I don't know if everybody realizes it, but we are the only runway north who has got a light system or a night landing system available on 1248, 3, 5 and 7 clicks. So if you guys ever want to go there and have a problem there, you can land, contact me or Bianca or anybody. Will put the contact details in the bottom or whatever. I don't know what you guys say, but yeah. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. And LTT will be, or Falu will be on the map from now, everywhere we can go.
Forevermore. Beautiful. Ach, mooi man, Phyllis, it was very good talking to you, and you have my full support with your fly-in, and we hope that it's going to only grow from here and blossom into a fantastic aviation event on the calendar every single year.
We have to do that. If we don't do that, then we won't succeed. But yeah, thanks to everybody, and thank you for all the people that flown in, all the hard work and everything that we did, and thanks to all the pilots. We actually had 48 pilots flying in with their own aircraft, except without the guys on our own premises. But yeah, that's it. But thank you for everybody that came in, and enjoy it. Next year is going to be a bigger one.
Absolutely. You heard it here, fellas and ladies. Get to the Soutpansberg fly next year, the last weekend in July. Dankie, Floris.
Cheers, julle.
Mooi. All right. David LaRue here, back on the airwaves. I am reporting because the first aircraft has reported 2 minutes out. So we are expecting the finish, the grand finish of this race to be happening in the next couple of minutes. So we've got eyes on the sky. My trusty and professional team are on it. And we are waiting for the first aircraft to come over. We are looking really, really good for a photo finish, and let's see how that goes. Yeah, Bakhat, we are looking really, really good. I hope you guys have enjoyed the viewing so far. Hey, we've got eyes on the first aircraft coming over, and it is the Alouette 2 helicopter flown by Willem Kruger and Chris Moelman are the first to cross the line. Just so everyone understands and to clear it up, they may or may not be the actual winners of this race because they've crossed the line first. Gives a good indication of where they might be on the podium, but we've got to verify all of those results. So we've got to make sure that they are they made it through all of the turning points and didn't cut any corners and didn't experience any penalties and whatnot. So yeah, here they are. Zulu uniform, Romeo Alpha Hotel in the Alouette 2. Fantastic that they made it all the way home and in very good time. By the looks of things, a perfectly handled handicap. Hey Ian, what do you think? Hey? So the aircraft coming back over now is actually when our esteemed race director's work starts. So they'll be handing in, where they're handing in their loggers, all the way back down there again, and then all the way back up at the thing. Okay, well, hey, what can we say? Well, logistics, we learn it all as we go. So yeah, so what happens now is that all the aircraft come and land, and they will have their loggers that they've had in the aircraft that tracks their exact movements all the way around the track, and then obviously checks their 3D speed and all that kind of stuff. So they come and they hand those in. Ian, our race director, then downloads all of that information and then we'll be able to verify the flying that they've done, so that they didn't cut corners or anything like that. So yeah, and you've got a beautiful shot of the Alouette coming into land here at Groblersdal Airfield. What a fantastic machine. If anyone can tell me in the live chat which country designed the Alouette helicopter, they will get 50 randjies vir jou. Let me know. Yeah, so he's quite ahead of the team, the rest of the guys. We'll see how his results are. But well done to them. That's their first speed rally that they've ever competed in, and crossing the line first. So kudos to them. There we go. Here we have the second aircraft coming over, and we have who is it? Let's have a look. It looks like it's definitely a high wing. Looks to me like a Cessna 182, and it is. Oh, it's not a Cessna 182 by any means. It's a Cessna 150. Zulu Sierra November Bravo Tango. Ron and Von crossing the line second. That looks like an extremely good showing from them. Hey, here we are. We have them thick and fast. We've got them all very, very lined up over there. Here we have a retractable coming over. I just want to check and verify which one this looks like. NXG, Stefan and Martins just crossing the line third. And we've got the the next three aircraft all bunched up and crossing the line together. It looks like we've got an Coupe, we've got another Cherokee, and probably another 210 or 182 if I'm not mistaken. Sounds like a 210. We have CNY, and we have FVV, and we have the Sports Star coming over. How is that? So we've got a couple. we've got a good couple of the aircraft coming over the airline, over the finish line already. They're all coming from the, I'm going to say that's the western side, and yeah, man, crossing the runway is the finish line. So we've had 5 aircraft come across the line so far. I've got a couple eyes on the horizon here, spotting the next couple of aircraft that are coming in. We've got another one coming across the line here. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got 2 that are racing and hoping to, I'm sure the one's hoping to try and pip the other one across the line. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. This one looks a lot like the Lance Air, if I'm not mistaken. This is the Lance Air with Leon and Jonty coming across the line. Hey, that's not the Lance Air at all. That's I can't actually see which aircraft that is. I will be able to verify a little bit later. Hey, another the 210. Another 210 coming across the line. So both 210s across the line, and a couple of the other machines, keeping our eyes on the horizon with a couple more machines coming across. Oh, it looks like an aviation invasion over here with all the aircraft coming across. We have ACA, the Cirrus, coming across. Father and son team, Chris and Ryan Shalaw, just came across the line at a very, very close finish between them and another one. And we've got, looks like the other Piper Cherokee coming across the finish line. All of these results now having to be downloaded, and thank you, Flores. Cheers. There was obviously the chairman of the Soutpansberg Flying Club coming just to greet us, and we have the first aircraft or second aircraft coming into land. That's Ron and Von doing a bit of a float along the runway there. There we go. Smooth as butter. Smooth as butter. Aircraft need to land and roll all the way to the end of the runway to make space for the following aircraft that are landing right behind them, as you can see. And then they'll taxi off left onto the beautifully prepared taxiway by the Groblersdal Vlieg Club, yeah. Flying Club. So we're waiting. We've got a couple more aircraft calling 2 minutes out and coming into land in the next couple of minutes. I have a flying this time of our live stream. Here we have Zulu, Sierra, Golf coming into land, third across the line. So just showing us all that they clearly know what they're doing when it comes to rally and race flying. Absolutely doing an outstanding job of coming across and passing a bunch of aeroplanes to get into the third position. Because I mean, they took off, let's have a look here, they took off 16th and landed third. There we have the Air Coupe coming across the line. So the Air Coupe was taking a third and came in, sort of 12th or 13th. And there we have a couple of, so Air Coupe is across the line. They must not have had a great race. But let's see how they do, Yeah, we have a stream of landing aircraft. Well done to father and son team, Johan and Quinton, Zulu Sierra Fox Victor Victor. Hey, we have 2 more aircraft battling it out over here for the finish line. We have RV, looks like the RV-10, and then another high wing of some kind. I don't know. I can't really see from there. I need to get my eyes checked. Right, and then they taxi all the way down, land and roll all the way to the end of the runway, taxi off left and come all the way down and park here in front of the crowd, where they'll all be met with cheer and happiness. Brilliant. Here we have there we go. Here we have the Cherokee coming along, taxiing all the way. Oh, we we have the Bushcat coming across the line. Itelka, you'll be pleased to know your Bushcat came home. Also, probably the first aircraft to take off and one of the last to come home. So let's see how those results look. Shame, but a wonderful aeroplane, that Bushcat. A tail dragger configuration Bushcat that can be used for training, patrol, wilderness conservation, which in fact the Bushcat's aircraft and the manufacturing guys at Sky Reach who manufacture the Bushcat are very much involved with wildlife preservation and conservation, so a big shout out to them. In fact, last week we had an event at Rhino Park, and we raised a bit of money for wildlife conservation, and that was all instituted and spearheaded by Telka and her team at the Bushcat factory. So good on them. And here we have the Cessna 210 Charlie November Yankee taxiing past me. No, in your shot is the other aircraft. It looks like SOK coming in for a landing. There's Charlie November Yankee in your shot. Hey, Sandy and Richard taking a lovely landing there. Well done to the guys, doing an awesome race, and what a fantastic thing. So lekker. We may be waiting for one or two more aircraft to cross the line. What a lekker machine. Oh my goodness, that's Alpha Charlie Alpha Cirrus is a beautiful machine. Often compared to the similar aircraft in its class in this race, but this Cirrus is a certified aircraft. So the Zulu Sierra Alpha Charlie Alpha, the Zulu Sierra part of that registration, obviously referring to, well, not obviously, if you're not an aviator you won't know, but if you are, you will know. But the Sierra part of that registration referring to the fact that it's certified by the South African CAA to be maintained by a licensed AMO. And the difference between that aircraft and some other aircraft in a similar class, like the Lancer and the RV-10, are what they call experimental airplanes, which aren't really experimental. They just fall under a different class in South Africa in that they don't have to be signed out by a licensed AMO, but they do need to be obviously properly health checked and safety checked and all that kind of stuff. They still have a huge amount of paperwork and compliance to go through to make sure that aircraft is a safe machine, not only to the pilots and themselves, but the other aircraft and people around it. See, we've got another aircraft coming across the line. That's one of the Jabiroos, Zulu uniform Echo Romeo Foxtrot. Sean and Roger coming across the line. Probably not having a great race, but let's see how they all look. Hey, Zulu Sierra KFM down in the Cape, if you guys are listening. We're not on KFM at the moment, but that's Zulu Sierra Kilo Fox Mike, piloted by Roger and Mike Blackburn. Kilo Fox Mike Blackburn, that's what this new airplane is going to have to be called. Lovely, lovely. These shots being taken of the airplanes landing and taxiing down are absolutely phenomenal. I must admit, there's a tremendous amount of professionalism and great work that gets put into this. Very cool. I think if we cross to this Cirrus taxiing down here, you'll see that they've had to open their doors because the heat is coming up here in Groblersdal. It might not be springtime yet, but it definitely feels like summer over here. I'll tell you what. Hey, we've got the Air Coupe coming into land. What a fantastic airplane. This airplane's actually had a modification done to it. The original Ercoups didn't have rudders, and this airplane's had the rudder conversion done to it. Makes it a little bit easier to fly, a little bit more responsive to your inputs, and much more maneuverable in the sky. But what a fantastic little airplane. Very lekker. So here we are. There we have the RV10. You'll notice the registration is Zulu uniform. Wow. Whiskey Oscar Whiskey. Zoo wow. So that obviously being a more experimental type of aircraft with a massive engine in the front and a lovely design of a fuselage and interior. What a fantastic airplane. Obviously one of the major differences between any other aircraft and a Cirrus aircraft is the parachute that's inside. I know the parachute is often a contentious issue amongst aviators as to whether or not it's a proper safety feature, and I can tell you both sides of that argument are vehemently defended by the others, and I think the stats talk for themselves. So, in your opinion, what would you say? Have a parachute or no parachute? We have just had the Mushak come in and land. Here we have the Bushcat. Hey, Benjamin and Clinton, guys are looking solid and super sharp. Well done on completing your first ever speed rally. Let me not say too much until they've landed that tail wheel on the ground nice and safely. There we go. What a beautiful machine. There we go, there we go. A heck of a crosswind actually coming through here. So all these pilots that are making it look so smooth and easy, these landings, I can tell you right now, these guys are working hard to keep those airplanes nice and alive. Watch that tail wheel as it hits the ground. Hopefully, there we go. That is absolute skill. I don't know if you saw. You actually need to appreciate that kind of flying. Well done, Ben. Fantastic work. The spotlight was clearly on you there. Good job. Good job. All right. Here we have a Jabby coming in. Our Jabby landing so lekker. ZUERF, Sean and Roger. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Very, very lekker. What a beautiful, what a fantastic air race. Hey, Lima Mama Lima has come home. John and Judy Lehman doing a fantastic job of getting around the track and home safely. It's always very nice to make sure that everybody arrives home safely and does well. I want to hear from my other correspondent just to make sure we've had all the aircraft come over. Stand by 1. Alright, so all aircraft home. We're just waiting for Echo Bravo uniform to cross the line. But this looks like them. No, this is them here, hey? So that's very, very well done. Okay, there we go. I think all aircraft home. Stand by 1. All right. Big chat to Rob Yonkers, who came back, having flown his first speed rally in a very long time, and yeah, he said he had a bit of trouble finding if they're not the only ones. Let's see what the results hold for us. Looks like we've got everything home. I'm going to just have a look at my list over here. I saw IMS come home. I saw the helicopter. VCE, FBJ came home. Yes. NBT, ERF, EBU, OKR, VV, FVV, BTT came home. Lima Mama Lima came home. SOK, CNY. I've seen all the airplanes come home. That's a marvelous result, and not an automatic one, I must just say. It's not guaranteed that any aircraft actually lands on the ground. That like I said, it takes a hell of a lot of planning, skill, a proper safety mindset, which as you can, all aircraft down. Now we can safely say that we have had a fantastic race here today. Thumbs up to William from the Groblersdal Flying Club. The big smile and always a good attitude. Very, very lekker. We are super chuffed. Everyone back on the home, back on solid ground. Look at that flight line. What a fantastic view of beautiful flying machines. Very well done to everybody here today. I must just say, I want to make a big shout out. I should have done it already a little bit earlier, but a massive shout out to Nigel. Hey, we've got Bravo Lima Lima here. I didn't know that they can. You see, John T. Esser flew in with his own airplane from Brakpan. Hey, lekker John T. Good to see you. I just want to have a big shout out for Nigel Musgrave, Nigel Musgrave, our safety officer, who does this as a volunteer to make sure that a ton of general aviation events are kept safe, compliant, and ready to, safe and compliant with all the CAA regulations. So thank you very much, Nigel. And he is our go-between between ATNS and the CAA and a couple of the other guys to make sure that these events are well looked after. I want to give also a very big thank you to Benjamin. Benjamin from ATNS has conducted our ATC, our air traffic control work today. He's done, I think it was more of an AFIS function. AFIS, as you might know, stands for Aircraft or Airfield Information Services. So really, really big thank you to Benjamin. Very good job on the ATC today. Super duper, man. Here we go. He's up there standing under the Pilot Insure gazebo that we've provided for them. So yeah, man, we are just about wrapping up here. So now, obviously, like I said, the results are going to be processed. We are going to check that everybody was compliant on their racing and looking, and all the turn points were legally met, and that there were all the altitude points and all that kind of stuff were all taken care of correctly. And that takes a little bit of time, and once we've got the results, which Ian Myberg is going to be processing, we will be doing a prize giving a bit later this evening here in the hangar. So we may or may not be filming that. I'll let you, we will confirm, but we will be posting those results on all the media, WhatsApp and Facebook and social media platforms out there. We'll let you know exactly who the winners are and who are the losers. And there's no losers when it comes to aviation, I must admit. So within the next 4 to 5 minutes, I'm going to give you a couple more shots of the awesome aeroplanes. But from me, David LaRue from Pilot Insure, and wearing my SAPFA hat today, I am signing off. Thank you very much for listening and watching the show, but we really, really appreciate all of your support, and have a lekker weekend. Cheerio.
I gaan disconnect.
Holborn Assets Speed Rally. An amazing flying event you don't want to miss, whether you're an aspiring pilot, a seasoned aviator or championship winner. Fly the speed rallies, be inspired and connect with top flying aces. Develop your cross-country and CRM skills in an adrenaline-charged environment. From March through October 2022, 4 rallies to the championship crown. Who will it be? Flying's not the only way for you to be involved. You could be one of our esteemed sponsors and get incredible exposure along with national brands. Get to our Facebook page and our official SABFA website for more info and how to get in contact and be a part of this legendary national event. Communicate directly with a cell shot video. These days, it's about survival. We need to learn to do business locally, build strong connections, and decentralize. WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are the go-to methods of communication for millions of South Africans. And of course, there are many other platforms where you can advertise digitally. This is why you need a cell shot video. Cell shot is an affordable way to communicate the essence of your service or product. This saves you time explaining it over and over again and displays it to your prospects professionally. The cell shot video then also points your future customers to where they can find more information and contact detail. Go to cellshot.co.za and see what's possible. Switch your business on with a cell shot. It's the affordable, direct method of introducing your product or service to people in your area.